everybody, welcome back to House of Games. I'm Richard Osman. All week I'm joined by four famous faces battling it out for this trophy, and it is going to be a super competitive week. We had a great Monday show. Let's meet our four players, shall we? They are Rachel Riley, JB Gill, Katie Derham, and Richard Herring. Welcome back. What a show yesterday. I barely recovered. Now, Rachel Riley in seat one there. You won our first show.
I've got the smoking jacket.
Oh, you won the House of Games smoking jacket.
Yeah, I never considered it before, but I've got my pipe now. It's a whole new me.
Now, JB, it was a great show yesterday. We're going to take a look at the weekly leaderboard, which currently doesn't make great reading for you, but this is a base to build on. Exactly. OK, this is what happened yesterday. JB in fourth, he's got 1 point. Richard came third. Katie has 3, Rachel has 4. What did we learn yesterday, JB, about your competitors?
They're very competitive. And they're also very good.
It's a really annoying combination.
It is.
They're competitive, and they know the answers, and they're quite quick on the buzzers.
Exactly.
Now, Katie, 1 point off the lead yesterday.
I know.
There is no way you're going through the whole week without winning a day. Shall we take a look at today's daily prizes?
Come on, then.
Here's what you could win today. There is a House of Games dartboard. House of Games.
Is that a fuchsia fedora, I see?
You are quite right, Katie. It is a fuchsia fedora. There is a House of Games hip flask, Richard. There is a House of Games coasters and a House of Games pillow and duvet set.
Oh.
Yeah. Katie, what would you go for, you think?
Tempting as the dartboard is, it would have to be the fedora.
The fedora. The dartboard's actually been the most popular.
Jaunty.
A lot of people
I
wearing
wouldn't want
that.
to throw darts at you,
Well,
Richard.
listen, you know what? That's what I think.
Someone's got it in for you. And it's
But it's weird because the producers on the show really like me. So what's that about? Richard Herring, welcome back.
Thank you.
Now, there was a couple of rounds in the middle of yesterday's show where these two just pulled away from the gents. They didn't even pull away from the gents, I'm so sorry. I mean...
Lurking.
Sorry, you pulled away from the two gentlemen here. So today, I guess it's just hoping some of the rounds fall for you.
I've lulled them into a false sense of security that I may keep doing till Friday and then... Bang.
Shall we play round one?
Yes.
Yeah.
OK, very best of luck. Anyone could win this. They really could. It's terrific stuff yesterday. Let's start today's show with... Runespisms. These are 2 answers, and you swap round the first letter of each answer. So Richard Herring would become Hitchard Rering. Rachel Riley would become... No, it doesn't work with that. So you'll see 2 clues. The answers are spoonerisms of each other. I promise it will make sense after the first one. Fingers on buzzers, or as we say in this round, fingers on fuzzers. Thank you. Thanks, Rachel. Here's your first one. Person who removes explosive devices. And who is this? Yes, Richard.
Bomb Taker and Tom Baker.
Is the right answer. There we go. You see how it works?
It's easy.
Tom Baker, Bomb Taker. Just swap round the first letter of each one. Well done. Here is your next one. What are the 2 spoonerisms here? Taxi driver's junk. Common name for a mottled feline. Yes, JB.
Nah.
Timed out, I'm afraid. Rachel just beaten Katie and Richard.
Cabby tat and tabby cat.
Is the correct answer. Well done. Tabby cat, cabby tat. See, one of the clues is always you can get it, and the other one is absurd. Here's your next one. Prom dress made from grilled bread. And what's the title of this song? Yes, Richard.
Toast Gown and Ghost Town.
Is the right answer. Well done. Ghost Town by the Specials and Toast Gown. Here's your next one. Outcome of the Battle of Little Bighorn. And who is this? Yes, Richard.
Custer Beaton and Buster Keaton.
Is the right answer. Well done.
Nice.
It's a good round for you so far, Richard.
Yeah.
Here's your next one. Mentioned boulders. Professional baseball team based in Boston. Yes, Richard.
Said Rocks and Red Sox.
It's the right answer.
Yeah.
Well done. Here's your penultimate question, your quinultimate question.
Come on.
What a limbo dancer does to make it under the pole. And what's this song?
Your time is running now. I'm talking here and now. I'm talking here and now.
Yes, JB.
Get slow, let's go.
It's the right answer. Well done. You see, and that's what you get for being JLS and not stand-up comedian.
If I hadn't got that one, I might have had to leave.
Taxi for JB.
Final question of this round. Bingers on fuzzers,
I'm going to
please.
try and get one of mine.
Making spoonerisms and hobby sometimes known as twitching. Yes, that is JB.
Word botching, bird watching.
It is the right answer. Well done. Oh, and you'll be delighted to hear that's the end of that round.
I really am.
You survived that at home, or are you a Richard Herring? And that was a great round for you. So it's a great round for Richard here in the studio. Great finish as well from JB. Shall we take a look at the scores?
No.
Oh, dear.
Katie, you start with nothing. Rachel, you have 1. JB with 2. Richard, early lead with 4 points. Well played.
Yep.
So yesterday's top 2 are today's bottom 2, but we've seen it change so many times on House of Games, and it could change right now as we play round 2, which is... Distinctly Average. It's a team game. With the team games, the person in last place gets to choose their partner. Katie, that is you.
Yep.
It's quite important who you choose in this round. Now, yesterday you were with Richard.
I enjoyed our little partnership yesterday, so I'm going to stick with Richard.
That's all right,
Interesting. OK, you're going to stick with Richard. That means, JB, you are playing with Rachel as well. 2 good teams from last time. Take your tablets out, please.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you all a series of questions that have a numerical answer. You just need to write down your answer without conferring with your partner. I'm then going to take the average of your 2 answers, OK? Here's your first one. Can you write down an answer for this, please? According to the latest estimates from the Royal Mail, how many post boxes are there in the UK? Oh, man. How many post boxes are there in the UK? What do you think at home? Has everyone written down an answer?
Yep.
Everyone in? OK, we'll start with Rachel and JB. Rachel, what have you said?
I had no idea. I couldn't even work out how to work it out. I went 18,000.
So 18,000. Yeah, I don't know where I'd go on this one.
I went super big because...
Oh, JB's gone super big.
I think it's not even super big, but I just feel like there's at least one on pretty much every street.
And you're right out in the country,
Yeah.
right?
So I said 26 million, but...
All right, I need a new phrase.
We may not be laughing in a minute. He might be right.
Almost
work out
one
well
between
between
two.
To be fair, when JB says he's going super big, he's going super big. That essentially is sort of 1 for almost every 2 people. About 1 per house
Oh,
in Britain.
there you go.
The good news for you is that the average is taken
average,
down
Yeah,
slightly.
the average might be right.
So the average between
I think we put the...
I'm sorry, Rachel, in
18,000
advance.
18,000 and 26 million is... You got for 13,009,000. That's slightly better, right?
Yeah,
that is
much
slightly
better.
better. Katie, are you nearer 26 million or 18,000?
I went 300,000.
300, that's interesting.
I thought about 1 for every 120 people.
Oh,
I was thinking
interesting.
65
Something like
million
that, so
people in the
that's
country.
500,000.
That average I can work out. 400,000. You're saying, what do you think at home? Where are you? Where's your average? That looks like a good answer to me.
I reckon
Maybe I'll go
I think we're
700.
going to win this round.
Yeah.
That's my,
I
I'm
think you
going to
might
call
win
that.
it.
I might get
I think you might win it. So, how many post boxes are there in the UK, and who has scored the point?
Wow.
115,000.
You were actually
That's
the...
quite low.
Blimey.
Yeah.
That's really low, isn't it? I bet there used to be more, right?
Yeah.
So who's the closest? Actually, Katie. No, actually, Rachel was the
Rachel, yeah.
closest, weirdly. Yeah. How
Yeah.
about that?
I've gone
115,000.
for naught and got it close.
Yeah, you could have done. Could have done. Well done if you got close to that one. Let's take a look at our next one. Come on, JB. Let's forget that ever happened.
All right.
Here's your next one. How much was paid at auction in 2013? Oh, for a violin that is believed to have been played as the
I remember
Titanic
this story
sank.
as well.
It's just whatever someone wants to pay for it, isn't it? It could be
Yeah.
I'm having that confirmed that is the case. Has everyone written down an answer? Are you in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. We'll start with Katie because you.
All right, OK.
It's unfair to say you might know more about this, but at least it's sort of in your area.
Can I just be really clear? I don't know the answer. I'm really clear. But I'm thinking very expensive violins can go up into the millions very easily.
OK.
This has got, obviously, souvenir and interest factor, but it won't be a good violin. So I've gone for somewhere at all. I mean, it won't be a good violin, but
Okay.
so I've gone 500K.
500,000, says Katie.
Because somebody will be wanting it for the story.
Yeah. Richard.
Yeah, I
Richard,
very
where have you
nearly went higher than this, and then, you know...
JB.
But then, yeah, I thought... there's still 1.5 million. I've gone quite high.
1.5 million. Gone
But
big,
you might
that's
be
okay,
right.
yeah?
You might be right.
1 million is the
1 million.
average there.
Yeah, all right. Well, I
So
think
you're
that
saying
could be it.
500,000, you're saying 1.5 million. Rachel, what have you said?
Shot in the dark. 570,000.
570,000. And JB, you're going up or down from that?
I'm slightly up from Rachel, 700,000.
700,000, says JB.
We shall see.
We shall
If it's
see.
26 million, you're going to kick you.
I'll just quickly erase that one and go back to the last board.
Let's take a look at your average. It is 635,000. Oh, I couldn't call this one.
No.
So they both sound quite convincing. Should we find out which of our teams has scored a point? No one looks that confident. The answer is... 900,000, Katie and Richard. How about that?
Yes, weren't we?
Very, very close. So 900,000 is the answer. Point to Katie and Richard. Should we do one more?
Understood
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Do our last one.
Redemption.
And it is... How long was the... Yay!
Sorry, yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the House of Games. We're having some fun. How long was the 2017 Tour de France in kilometres? In kilometres.
Quite a lot of wiggles, don't they?
They do quite a lot of wiggles, yeah. You're thinking of Sir Bradley Wiggles.
Yes, exactly. That's why I did so well, you know.
Yeah. OK, has everyone got an answer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
OK, JB, we'll start with you, sir.
OK, I've said 3,250 kilometres.
3,250 kilometres. And Rachel?
I went more. I went 64,000.
64,000.
That's a race.
That's a
Yeah.
long
I don't know how
old
long
way.
they go for. It feels like it's on all the time, forever.
The circumference of the Earth is 40,000 kilometres.
40,000.
So you've gone once and a half around the world. JB, she's taken her average up a little bit.
It'll work out.
Well, with tit for tat, we...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Shall we take a look at your average, Rachel and JB? It is 33,600. That's not. You wouldn't even go all the way around the world. 33,000 kilometres. You're laughing.
Which is good.
You're absolutely fine.
You could do that.
Katie, what have you gone with?
I went 4,735, which sounds a little bit... implies precision and knowledge, of which there is none. But I figured that France is about, I don't know, it's about 1,000 miles from top to bottom, isn't it? So I reckon if they went round a few times.
Yeah, surely. Richard, are you gone up or down from 4,000?
I've got it down. I reckon the Tour de France is 22 days long and they do 100 kilometres a day. That is what I reckon.
So
That's good knowledge.
2,200
Nice.
kilometres.
I'm guessing.
Oh, they'll do. Yeah.
So your average, Katie and Richard, is 3,467. Very close to JB's answer. So I wonder, Jeopardy is going to win the point here. So let's take a look. How long was the Tour de France 2017 and who scored the point? Oh, look at that.
Happy days. Look at that.
What did you say,
Goodness me, that's very close as an average. But also, JB is less than 300 kilometres out, JB, by himself.
Sorry about that.
Very well played. Great average. Great answer from JB as well. Point goes to Katie and Richard. Well done if you got that at home.
dear.
I feel like
Tablets away,
JB
please,
should have got
everybody.
both
It's the end of that round. Let's take a look at the scores as we go into round 3. Rachel, you have 1 point. 2 points for JB, 3 for Katie. Richard, big lead, 7 points. Well played.
Well done, Katie.
Round 3. Let's see if we can read them in before the end of the show. Round 3 today is the backwards round. Now, in this round, I will read out all the questions backwards, and I need you to give me the answer backwards as well, please. So you'll be Herring Richard or Gill JB. I promise it'll make sense after the first one. Buzzers on fingers. Question first. Trousers no, but cap and shirt sailor, A wears character Disney Walt which? Yes, Rachel.
Duck Donald.
Is the right answer. Well done. Donald Duck, of course. Here's your next one. Sexes the of battle as known match tennis 1973. A in Riggs Bobby beat who? Richard.
King Jean Billy or...
Is the right answer. King Jean Billy, Billie Jean King. Tune this name. Rachel.
Cars chasing.
Is the right answer.
nice.
Chasing Cars by Snow Patrol. Do you hear how it should have sounded? It sounds the same the other way around, doesn't it? Well played. Here is your next one. Buzzers on fingers, please. Sky to see the over, escaped have to said is, figure historical which? Katie.
Charlie Prince Bonnie.
Is the right answer. Well done. And if you'd seen Richard Herring's hovering hand over his buzzer there.
I'd have got it wrong. So.
Here is your next one. Features facial about questions no or yes, asking by suspects out ruling involves game board classic which? Yes, Herring Richard.
Who guess?
Is the right answer. Who guess? Guess who? Well played. Tune this name. Katie.
Worry, don't.
Incorrect, I'm afraid. Do you want to hear some more?
Yes,
Yeah.
Please.
Oh, Katie's got it. Rachel.
Bird's Little 3.
Is incorrect. Anybody? Shall I play it the right way around?
Yeah.
OK, here it is. It was Wine Red Red, of course.
Yeah.
By 40 BU. And here is your final question on the backwards round, question final. Martel Yan by novel which of protagonist the is Patel Molitor Piscine? Richard.
Sorry.
Too long,
Yeah.
I'm afraid. You're frozen out. Katie.
Pie of life.
Is the right answer. Life of Pi, Pie of Life. Very well played. How did you get on at home there? That's mind-bending, isn't it? Another good round for Richard there. I thought we were going to read them in. I think he may have increased his lead after that. Should we take a look at our scores? JB, you have 2, Rachel 3, Katie 5, Richard has 9 points.
Steaming ahead.
2 rounds to go, though. Could all change. Shall we see what round 4 is today? It is. I'm terrible at dating.
Yes!
Oh, this is going to be
This
bad
is
for young ones,
perfect
isn't
for
it?
me.
No, this is not bad for young, I promise
okay.
you.
Okay. So it's like what programme in 1960-something did?
Don't tell me what the round is.
You carry on, Richard.
Tablets out, please.
Oh, tablet one.
All we're going to do here, I'm going to ask you when a series of things happened. And you just have to give it a year you think they happened. Nearest gets a point. If you get the exact date, you get 2 points. Here's your first one. What year did this happen, please? Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII's second wife, is executed. It's all the stuff you did at school
I know.
and have forgotten. There's various history teachers at home saying, JB, Rachel, don't let me down. Everyone got an answer?
Yeah. But I might be out by a decade or two.
Oh, Katie might be out by a decade or 2.
Well, or
That
more.
means-
Or
that means she's
century.
good.
Who knows?
Interesting. Should we leave Katie till last?
Oh, no, shush.
Richard, we'll start with you then, sir. What have you gone with?
1528. After, I think it's 1520 or 1530s, maybe.
1528, says
that's what I
Richard.
plumped on
Some confidence here. Rachel, what have you gone for?
I went same ballpark and I was skirting around that, but I went 1520.
1520. JB?
I said 1543.
1543, all in a similar place.
And I've gone 1536.
1530. This is going to be close.
Good try.
Shall we find out when this happened and who has scored a point? It was 1536.
Oh, nailed it.
Very good.
Tell you what,
Mrs Saunders, if you're watching.
well played, Mrs.
was
Saunders.
right.
Very good.
2 points for you there. You can share one of those with Mrs. Saunders. So yesterday, Katie did this in round 4.
Yeah.
She absolutely
again.
aced it. Let's see if we can trip her up here. Here's your next one. Construction begins on Hadrian's Wall. Construction begins on Hadrian's Wall.
It's quite old, isn't it?
Spoiler alert.
Before I was born, definitely.
Yeah. Everyone got an answer?
Could be a millennium.
No idea.
Rachel, we'll start with you. Where have you gone?
I don't know. I went 200 AD.
200 AD.
You might want
says
to keep out some Romans,
Rachel.
maybe.
Yeah,
They might have
yeah,
been
yeah.
around about then.
Doesn't sound crazy to me. JB, where have you gone?
I went 736.
736. So again, we're all in a similar ballpark. Katie, where are you?
Very close to Rachel, 180 AD.
180 AD. And Richard?
100 AD.
100 AD. So again, we're super close. So 100, 180, 200, and 736. So when did construction begin on Hadrian's Wall? 1, 2, 2.
Nice.
Richard Herring, very well done. Well played, Richard. A point for you. Here is your next one. When did this happen, please? An Act of Parliament gives women and men equal voting rights in the UK.
I'm so embarrassed that I don't just automatically know this stuff.
It's a tricky one because there were various steps in this process,
yeah,
so
yeah.
it's choosing the year that step in the process happened.
OK.
Oh, dear.
I think I'm going to.
Has everybody got an answer?
I think I'm going far too early. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
Where should we start? JB, we'll start with you, sir.
I've gone 1945, and I have no clue about the actual answer, but...
1945. Well, it'd be a good year to do it.
Exactly, because the women were so influential during the war, so...
Exactly.
That's when I'd have done it.
This is it. I'm getting myself in a tangle
Yes.
with
Yeah.
whether you could be over 30 or married or have property and all this
Exactly,
stuff. So
exactly.
I've plumped for something sort of mid-1920s,
1924
For
says
sort of some women having
Katie.
equal
Yeah,
rights.
absolutely. Richard.
I've gone for 1918, which probably is wrong because that's just when I think some women first got the vote. But
Yes, that's certainly a very significant date. But yeah, is it the significant date we are looking for? Rachel.
I went for 20 years after. Maybe
1938.
before the war, get some stuff done.
nice
but-
spread.
Let's take a look. What have you gone with at home? Men and women given equal voting rights in 1928. Katie.
Thanks, Katie.
Well done. Another
Okay,
point
that
to
was
you.
more luck than judgment.
Very well done if you said that at home as well. 1928 is when they got equal voting rights. Here's your last question in this round. This is the sort of thing I'm terrible at. William Pitt the Younger becomes Prime Minister. William Pitt the Younger becomes Prime Minister. When did that happen? Everyone written an answer? Richard, what have you gone for?
I did history for O-level from 1812, so I think it's before 1812. So 1789 is what I've gone for.
1780. That sounds like a proper historical year, doesn't it? 1789. It definitely is a year.
It is one of the years.
Yeah. Rachel, what have you gone with?
I had absolutely no idea, so I just went 1910.
1910. JB, what have you gone with?
I felt it was 1800s, so I just went low 1800s.
Gone low 1800s, says JB. Katie, where have you gone?
And I've gone 1821.
1821. Also, you've gone even lower 1800s.
Yeah.
What do you think at home? When did William Pitt the Younger become Prime Minister? Let's find out what is the answer and who has scored themselves a point. 1783, Richard Herring, very well played. 1783. 1 point to Richard Herring. Not a million miles away.
I did a degree in history, so I should have done a bit better in this round.
A little bit. Oh, yeah, that's it. Tablets away, please, everybody. A good round for Katie and Richard there.
Yeah.
They were doing pretty well already. Should we see the scores leading into our final round? JB and Rachel, 2 points and 3 points. Katie, you have 8. Richard in the lead with 11 points. Well played.
Right.
Oh, looks like we're going to get a different winner today, I would say. Always the same round, the final round, and it is... Answer Smash. Now you know how this works. I'll show you a picture, put a clue underneath it, smash the answers together, please. Fingers on buzzers. Buzz and give me correct answer, you score a point. Buzz and give me an incorrect answer, you'll lose a point. So that 3-point lead could disappear very quickly. Here is your first category. Flowers. So the pictures will all be flowers. There'll be a clue underneath. Smash them together. Here's your first one. Which British dancer and choreographer was a regular team captain on the celebrity game show? Give us a clue. Yes, Richard.
Dandy Lionel Blair.
Dandy Lionel Blair is the correct answer. Well played. See, Dandelion, Lionel Blair, smash them together, you get Dandy Lionel
And
Blair.
it's just funny. It just is.
Here's your next one. Which American singer born in 1917 was nicknamed the First Lady of Song? Yes, Katie.
Blue Bella Fitzgerald.
Is the right answer. Blue Bella Fitzgerald. Here's your next one. Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in which burial site located just west of the River Nile? Yes, Rachel.
Lily of the Valley of the Kings.
Is the right answer.
I'm thinking there was snowdrops.
That's another fun one to say as well.
Snowdrops.
Lily of the Valley of the Kings.
Yeah, nice.
That's nice. Here's your next category. Pop divas. Those will be the pictures. There'll be clues underneath. Smash them together. Which 1870s novel by Leo Tolstoy tells the story of a tragic love affair? Yes, Richard.
Rihanna Karenin. No.
Sorry? I'm afraid I'm going to have to...
Karenin.
No, I'm so sorry, you're incorrect.
Oh, you've got to give him that.
I don't... What? You can't give him that. Anyone else? Rachel.
Rihanna Karenina.
Rihanna Karenina.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Oh,
No, fair enough.
sorry.
No,
I'm on
fair
your
enough.
Yeah, you definitely didn't say it.
No.
Rihanna Karenina.
Yeah.
And yet it's so simple to say.
Rihanna Karenin.
A point off for Richard as
God,
well
yeah,
there.
damn.
Yeah. Here's your next one. What name is given to a stone carving often seen on churches and shaped like the head of an ugly creature? That is Katie.
Lady Gargoyle.
It is Lady Gargoyle. It's the right answer. Well done. It's another fun one. Lady Gaga and Gargoyle smash them together. Here's your next pop diva. Which author wrote the novels The Secret History and The Goldfinch? That is Richard.
Madonna Tart.
Madonna Tart. Madonna and Donna Tart. Correct. Well played. Here's your next category. This is getting quite close, I think. Vintage cars. Here's your first one. Which English actor has played Watson in the TV series Sherlock and Bilbo Baggins in the Hobbit series of films? Yes, Richard. Sorry. You've got to buzz in and give it immediately. I'm so sorry, Rachel.
Aston Martin Freeman.
Aston Martin Freeman is the correct answer. Well done.
Sort of knew it should
Point off, Richard. Here's your next one. There is no next one. Have you thrown it away at the last minute?
Oh, I don't know.
That was drama. Shall we take a look at the scores, see who's won Tuesday's House of Games? Look, it's Katie or Richard, we know that. But who has taken home today's prize? It is...
I don't know, I wasn't keeping count.
Ooh, Richard, by 1 point. Well played. For you, I think this question is. Katie loses by 1 point again.
Always the
1 point
bridesmaid,
behind
Richard,
again.
what can I say?
Not tomorrow. You'll be third tomorrow. Tomorrow you'll be fine. Richard, you get to choose a prize, sir. What would you like to go for? The dartboard, there's the fuchsia fedora.
It's difficult. I think I'll go for the hip flask because I don't want to throw darts into your face.
Ah, thank you. Richard Herring
Thank
wins
you.
the House of Games hip flask. Should we take a look at the weekly leaderboard? Here's how we stand after 2 days. Who's going to win that trophy on Friday? JB bringing up the rear on 2. Richard has 6, Rachel has 6, and Katie has 6. Well, that, I'm going to say, is close. Great show, great quizzing by everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you again, same time, same place tomorrow. And we'll see you again as well on the House of Games.
The first thing I've ever won on television.